So you've just made the decision to start looking for a home. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or you're looking to move out, what are the necessary steps along the way and how do you know when you're ready? Today we're diving into the deep and exciting journey of buying your first home. We'll go over the financials and the 7 steps that are going to take you from dreaming about your house to getting those keys. Step 1, assess your finances. Now, before you start scrolling through listings, it is important that you understand where you stand financially, because this is going to be the foundation of your home buying journey. First, you're going to want to take a hard look at your income and expenses. How much can you realistically afford in terms of monthly mortgage expenses? A good rule of thumb is to keep all of your housing costs below 28% of your monthly gross income. But now if you're looking to buy all cash, you could just skip to step 3. Next, you're going to want to take a look at your savings because you do want a down payment. Now this can range from 3% to 20%. Depending on what kind of loan you're taking. Now don't forget about your closing costs because they can add an extra 2 to 5% on your closing expenses. Lastly, you're going to want to check your credit score because this 3-digit number is going to have a big impact on what your mortgage's interest rate is going to be. The higher the score, the better the rate, but if your credit score needs a little bit more work, you might want to take some time to improve it before house hunting. Now remember, being honest with yourself before house hunting will save you a lot of stress and disappointment later down the line. Step 2, get pre-approved. Now this is different from a pre-qualification, which is more of an informal estimate. Now to get pre-approved, you're gonna have to talk to a lender and provide them a few key documents. These typically include pay stubs from the last 30 days, W-2 forms from the last 2 years, tax returns from the last 2 years, recent bank statements, and proof of any other income or other assets. Your lender's gonna take all of these documents, run your credit, and if everything looks good, they'll hand you a pre-approval letter. This letter is like the golden ticket to your home buying process if you're not paying cash. It shows sellers that you're a serious buyer and that you can afford the home. Plus, it gives you a clearer budget on what you can work with when you start your home search. Step 3, call Tran, aka find a real estate agent. Now you might be thinking, can I just look for these homes myself? You're right, but having a realtor by your side will make the big difference. A good buyer's agent will make your journey a lot more simpler by helping you refine your search criteria, showing you properties that match your needs, providing insights on market trends and your neighborhood, guide you through the negotiation and the offering process, and help you navigate the inspections and closings. When you're looking for an agent, it's very important on who you work with. Truth be told, everybody knows an agent. But because the bar is so low to get in, you'll see a lot of bad apples. You're gonna wanna look for someone who's knowledgeable in real estate, knows your target area well, communicates in a way that works for you, make you feel comfortable and heard, and cares about your protection and your needs. Now you don't wanna be afraid to go interview some realtors before you settle down on one. With all the work that's gonna be done, a percentage of the closing fee is going to go to them. Now even after the NAR settlement, it doesn't necessarily mean all buyer's agents aren't getting commissions anymore. It just means buyer agents before working with you are going to sign a contract saying either you're going to incur the costs or they're going to ask the sellers to pay for you instead. Now remember, 2 to 4% of closing cost is no light matter, which is why it's really important to find a good fit. And if you don't know where to find a realtor, you have 3 options. 1, check the description down below and give me a call. 2, go to an open house or go online. You'll definitely find agents scattered around everywhere. Or 3, ask a friend or family. Chances are they probably know one too. But you also have to keep in mind when going off referrals, just because they sold your mom's house doesn't mean they'll necessarily care for you or treat you as well as they did to them. Which is why I say again, it's really important that you interview your realtors because you need to make sure that they care about you, understand what you're looking for, and are willing to protect you. Step 4, start house hunting. Now this is the fun part, but before you start going around and looking, let's get organized. You're gonna wanna start 2 lists, one that is must have and one is nice to have. Must haves are non-negotiable features. For example, school districts, area, number of bedrooms. Nice to haves are exactly what they are. A list of things that you want but don't necessarily need, like granite countertops, a nice big backyard, pools. Next, you're going to want to consider your neighborhoods. Make sure to factor in commute times, crime rates, proximity to amenities, and even if you don't have kids, you're going to want to consider in the schools because this will affect your resale value. Now let's start looking at homes. Use places like Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, or you can even have your realtor start sending you listings from their MLS. But you don't always want to 100% rely on these. Photos can be deceiving, and you want to go to a showing. On top of that, not all homes are always listed, so you want a realtor who's going to be there for you and get that information. Now, as you start looking at these homes, it's important to start taking notes. Take pictures and write down the aspects that you really like about it, because as you start to look at more, it'll start to become a blur after a while. But you never want to be discouraged when the first few aren't right. Average buyer actually looks at 10 houses before making an offer, especially if you're working with a tighter budget or want more amenities. Now, step 5, make an offer. Congratulations, you finally found the one. Now it's time to make the offer. This is where your real estate agent will start to take the reins. Your offer will include the price you're willing to pay, any contingencies like passing a home inspection, your preferred closing date, any items that you want included in the sale like refrigerators, dishwashers, sinks, sometimes even toilets, and the amount of earnest money that you're willing to deposit, or EMD, which shows the sellers that you're serious about buying their home. Your agent's gonna help you determine a fair offer price by taking into consideration the recent sale of similar homes known as comps. Now, be prepared for some back and forth. When you submit an offer, the seller's gonna hit you back with a counter. Now, it's your decision whether you want to counter back, accept the offer, or walk away. Now, during this time, try not to get too emotionally attached. This is a business transaction, so it's best for you to think logically rather than with emotion. And if the numbers don't work for you, it's time to move on to the next property. Now, once your offer is accepted, this is time for due diligence. This is your time to get your house inspected and appraised. Now, a home inspection is crucial. This is when a professional inspector will come to the house, look at it from top to bottom, looking for any issues with the structures, systems, or appliances. They're gonna provide you a very detailed report on their findings, and if anything major pops up, you'll be able to negotiate repairs or lower the price with the sellers. And in some cases, you might even be able to walk away from the deal. Now, typically, an appraisal is required by your lender. Now, if the appraisal comes back lower than the offer price, you're going to have to negotiate with the seller or come up with more of the money. Whether you love the house or not, it is very important that you go through these steps just to be sure. Now, remember, these steps are super important and they're meant to protect you, the buyer. So don't skip out on them no matter how much you love the house. Now, step 7, closing the deal. Now you're in the home stretch. The keys are going to come into your hand very, very soon. Now, a few days before closing, you're going to do a final walkthrough, usually with your agent, just to ensure that the house is in the same condition as when you submitted the offer. Now, on closing day, you're gonna be given a few documents to sign. This includes your loan documents, few disclosures, and the deed to the house. It's very important that you understand everything that you're signing, so don't be afraid to ask your realtor, and a good realtor will be able to explain everything that you're signing. You'll need to provide a cashier's check or a wire transfer for your closing costs and your down payment. And once all of the paperwork is signed and the money has exchanged hands, you're gonna now receive your keys. And congratulations, you are now a new homeowner. And there you have it, your 7 steps to how you're gonna acquire your next home. Now remember, this process does take several months, not even just for the home search, but once your offer is accepted, escrow can take about 15 to 30 days in order to get everything processed. So please be patient and trust the journey and trust your realtor. Every step brings you closer to your dream home. If you found this video helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe for more real estate tips. And hey, if you're ready to sell or start your home search, feel free to give me a call. I'd love to be a part of your journey. Thanks for watching and happy house hunting.